I'm just trying to keep my hair under control because my goodness. Hello everyone and welcome to the 25 books that I want to read in 2025. Am I nervous? Yes. Why am I nervous? Because I stray away from the plan when it comes to reading. I have to admit that I am very much so a mood reader. If I am not entertained, if I am not drawn in, I have pushed the limit from 50 pages or I'm out to 100 pages or I'm done with you. So I think I have carefully curated a list. The stacks are to the side of me and we'll see how it goes throughout the year. I am hopefully going to get a reading vlog up every month. Hopefully my quarterly reading wrap up with Sill's Books and Wine will be back. We'll see. And I'm still trying to figure out how to loop in the books that you didn't get reviews for in the last year and a half. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, let's jump right in. We have a limited time because the girls gotta go to work. My first read of the year is Ethic, Book 6. This will complete a series. This is from Ashley Antoinette, but I believe, yeah, Jaquavis. So Ashley and Jaquavis are a dynamic duo, if you will. When this series came out, I knew nothing about it. When I re-entered the world of reading, I was drawn to it. It was action-packed. It was traumatic. It was eye-opening. It was gritty. And now that I'm on the tail end of the series, I have been dragging this out because I really don't want it to end. But I'm annoyed already. I'm enraged. You see where I am in the book. Let's move on. You'll get a reading vlog. Number 2 and 3, these books are from Lady Nisha. I have Losin Control. I believe this is the original cover. I saw somebody with a different cover and I said, oh, what's that? What you got there? But I do have this one. I think that this cover tells me a story without telling me a story. I try my best not to read any synopsis or any reviews in full. If there is someone that's doing a book recommendation, if you don't get me by the first 5 seconds of that video, I'm not watching the rest, because the thing is, I need to know how you're feeling quickly, because I don't want spoilers. I don't want you to tell me much of anything, but then again, don't I do that? So anyway, Losing Control. I got this when it first landed on a website that we probably shouldn't be using, but we need our books within 2 days, right? Okay, so then I put on my list Finally Famous by Lady Nisha as well. Now this one was the very last one at Indie Love when I went to my first book event last year. So I do have a picture with Lady Nisha and I feel really good about that. So you might see pictures of me and authors in the midst of this list. I will say this about Lady Nisha, not to toot her horn too much or get her head real big, but let's do it. Lady Nisha will write a male main character with the right amount of toxicity to the point where you're like, you know what? I like him. Little deranged, little out of line, out of pocket, but it's due to his upbringing. Maybe it's not that bad. It's that bad, but he is charismatic. I don't know about him in this book. I'm talking about the books that I've read from her, that I get so drawn into the characters and their sarcasm and their banter. And even though they're rough around the edges, it's like, I like this guy. Don't pop up on me. Don't pull up to my house. But you know what? I like you. So anyway, Lady Nisha, she's not going to disappoint me, but she is going to upset me. So on to the next. Where am I putting these books after I have rambled on about them? A Slender Pair. These books are not together, but I ordered them at the same time. We have Drown in It by T. Lynn, All the Smoke by T. Lynn. Now, blue's my favorite color. Am I judging a book by its cover? Yes. I love a good cover. But I haven't heard a bad thing about anything that T. Lynn writes. So I went for what the people have been ranting and raving about. I do have 3 other books by her that are stacked up elsewhere, because will they make the end of year list? Maybe. But for now, these are the 2 that I definitely want to read this year. I am excited. Somewhat new to me. I've known of the author, but I haven't read any of her work, but I entrust that it will be great. You see? The sun went down a little bit. Do you see this? Okay. Let me discuss. This author, one of the first authors to make me an ARC reader, and I haven't picked up a book from this author that I have not laughed out loud at, clutched my pearls at. I've enjoyed her work so far, and I've read maybe, is it only 2 books by her or 3? I'll put it on the screen because I'm bringing it up. But here I have a few more of her works. I have 4 of them in my hands, and I believe she might have a couple others out there that I haven't snagged yet. This might be her whole backlist. But here we have Figure of Speech by Kasha Thompson. This is currently my rom-com queen. This is my rom-com girl, okay? I haven't dabbled in a lot of rom-com. I have read books by another author that was supposed to be deemed as rom-com, but the kind of laughs that I thought I was gonna get from a rom-com, she gave me snickers. I'm laughing at a Kasha Thompson rom-com, so I expect nothing less from this stack here. Here we go. Figure of Speech. We have Working Through It, A Slender Number, Holding Back the Years, and the one that the people love, Sight Unseen. Now, again, I'll put on the screen what I've already read by her. I am a basketball fan, so we had to know that it was going to be something I've enjoyed, right? Right, okay. Now here we have Saving Sunflower by Ray Lease. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. I will go back and review some pronunciations of some authors to make sure I'm not embarrassing myself. Is it gonna be in this video? Probably not. Cover alone. Who is this tatted man with chains on? And what is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? And I feel like there's stress involved. There's stress involved. It can't be this long for there to be no stress. Let's see, how many pages? I have to make sure I don't try and read a line or two. 432 pages. Someone's gonna get on my nerves. I can feel it in my bones. And a book that I don't have physically is Beyond Measure by Kimberly Brown. Kimberly Brown is an author that I enjoy. I enjoy a Kimberly Brown book. I have read maybe 3 books by Kimberly Brown in the last year and a half or last 2 years, and I have been entertained. So yes, Beyond Measure, I have that on my list. I'm reading that in ebook form because during the Black Readers Appreciation event, I snagged over 100 books. I am not ashamed. Okay, so every so often I need to make sure that those books are a part of my reading experience for each month, and that one is going to be one of them. And let's move on to my next stack, and if I come across another book on the list that is in digital form, I will let you know. Okay, this next author, I have to show you this. These are books by the same author. My Order from Indie Love. Those books aren't on the list because I need to make sure I can at least get through the first book. If I can't get through the first book that everyone has talked about, I have to take them in carefully. The way that people were rallied around, including myself, rallied around the author's table to receive their pre-orders that we did months in advance. Listen, this is what it looked like at Indie Love for Nina. The the way that they talk about these porter boys, if it does not give me what the people claim it gives, then I'm reporting a lot of you. I don't know to who and I don't know for what, but I'm going to find a reason to file a police report, okay? Because it must be theft and burglary, because you're robbing me blind, because I'm entrusting you with my reading experience. Don't fail me. So we have this one. And the other ones, I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't read a book by Nina yet. But the fact that I bought Lemon Pepper because she had a pre-order for it, I caught it, and that was the first book I owned by her, autographed and everything. And then when I was going to Indie Love, I pre-ordered all of the other books. By other, I mean Frank Street, On Us, 1, 2, and 3. And I have Hassan. Under lock and key, because I saw what the girls were doing in order to get a copy of Hassan. It's not healthy. It's not healthy what you guys were doing. It's not healthy and it's not right. Anyway, moving on. We have 2 books by Sean. Sean has really disrupted my spirit when it came to what Tallulah was doing. We don't have to talk about it. You know what? Sean is another author that I have enjoyed. When I went to Jamaica, I took one of her novellas with me. And Chubbs and Kim, thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Now let's focus. These covers alone are beautiful. Look at these covers. Beautiful. I got this one at Barnes & Noble. Of course, not in the store because Barnes don't... Anyway, Barnes. I got this one online at Barnes. And then this one I got on the website that shall not be named. But beautiful covers, complement each other very well. I am excited to see what journey this takes me on. But Sean, thank you for writing the things. Okay, I have one of these. I thought I had the other one as well, but here we have Sinful Desire by Asia Monique. This is, don't quote me, book 4? Yes, book 4 in the Mafia Misfits series. I thought I already ordered Sinful Obsession, but I guess I did not. For good reason. I haven't read the 4th one. So here we have Sinful Desire. On my list, I also have Sinful Obsession. So hopefully I'll be able to close out that series this year as well. But I definitely want to make sure that I get this one under my belt before I purchase another book. I enjoy this series. There are moments within each book that are very memorable, and just romantic gestures from people that are really from that underworld. And even though they live a very dark and dangerous life, it is very telling that they love what they do. They love the people in their circle, and they will do anything and everything to keep them safe. I expect nothing less from this book when I get in it. I'm making good time. Next, we have, you know, this author, Brianne Denée. Okay? I have read more than maybe 5 works of Brianne Denée. And I think that what I can say about this author is that she writes friendships in a way that is very organic, in a way that is very playful, in a way that feels very natural, like you want to be a fly on the wall. And she also writes, again, a male main character that communicates. And we love that. From what I recall, from the last works that I have read, they have all been pretty communicative. And I don't know what this book will entail, but this is one of the very first covers that I remember seeing when her name was coming up, when I was re-entering the world of reading. This was always the book that came up, and I just strayed away from this, but I bought it. But I read her novellas first. So I believe I have a Thanksgiving novella from her, Trick or Treat series. I had the Love Language novella series. So here I am with this, and I believe this is in a duology. I want to say is it 2 or 3 books in a series? But I'm excited for this as well. This book has how many pages? The font is a pretty decent size, and 373 pages. So lengthy, but not too crazy. Next, I've had this for, at this point, we could say a year, roughly, but I got this. I have both. The covers are beautiful. Look at how beautiful the covers are. Oh, I love a good cover. Anyway, matte, feels good in your hands. Pages are nice, nothing too crazy. Sky Moon. I've read quite a few works from Sky Moon, and I'm finishing up the Brighton Heights Fire Department, Police Department, that series. I'm finishing that one, and then I will be able to tap into this. I do have another one of her works that I have unfinished, but that's fine. We'll get to it. I'm excited about this. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, if I'm not mistaken. This also comes up quite a bit when you bring up Sky Moon. I'm excited about it. Okay, I also have a book that I got from Half Price Books. I noticed it was in pretty good condition, and I said, I need that. I want that. Look how much. Allegedly, by Tiffany D. Jackson. My first Tiffany D. Jackson book, I want to say, was Grown. Yes. And I do have a couple others, this one being one of the couple. And I don't remember what the other one is, but also another Half Price book find. But this one is on my list because I've had it and I haven't read it, so I want to get into it. And then also on my list, I have Priest by Bree Sade. I think Priest is actually in ebook form. Let me double check. But these 3 books I have on my list because they're authors that are either going to be at an event that I have a ticket to later this year, and I would like to read works from these authors, or I had the book saved to purchase later, and then when the Bray event happened, I snatched that book right up for the free ski. So it's one of the two, maybe both, but let me see if Priest is on my app. Let's see. Okay. Do I have this book? I don't own that book. Okay, so that is on my purchase list. Priest is on my purchase list. And All In by Z Renee is on my purchase list. So the ebooks are My Choice Is You and Saint Avenue or Saint Ave. Those are the 2 that are on my ebook list. Priest is on my to buy. All In is on my to buy. And then I know you're tired of seeing these books because I've been showing that I want to read them, and I have not read them. What is taking me so long? Let me tell you what's taking me so long. They take so long to read. They take so long to read. And I think once I dabbled in the world of street lit, urban, suspense, dark romance, dare I say, it's a dark academia. It's like, okay, you guys knew each other from way back when. Like, what are we doing? Are we meeting up? Are we dating? Are we falling in love? Are we getting married? Are we having kids? Like, what are we doing? So I think I really have to wait until later on in the year to close it out, because what I noticed last year was that when I picked up my pre-order, well, my pre-order got to me for the Skyland series, book 2 in the Skyland series, it felt like that took me a month and a half to read, and I don't know why. But I don't want that to happen where it delays my reading progress. So Kennedy, love ya. We have to wait on these. And I do have some honorable mentions. And by honorable mentions, I mean no pressure at all, but they're not on my top 25. I have Lyric, the rest of the series. Now, love Gray Huffington, love her, but that prologue is a book by itself, okay? It's a book by itself. Sometimes you'll read the prologue and think, wow, was that 30 pages? We love you. But my goodness, okay? I picked up Pharaoh at Indie Love as well. I got to meet and, you know, share a couple words with Casey Mills. We have some really cute pictures together. Anyway. And I got to meet Genesis Carter at Indie Love as well. And this is the book that I picked up from her table, Rapture. I haven't gotten into it. Obviously, you can see that. But it is on my list in case, you know, I exceed my reading expectations. And an author that I've already raved about, I Could Fall in Love by Kimberly Brown. I picked this up at her table as well when I was at Indie Love. A short little number, so this might go on vacation with me at some point. I picked this up. Did I order this? Did I order this? How did I get this? I think I ordered it. Cash, Chaos, and Carnage by Wintertime. And I also have Johnny Sherry's Heartbreak You. And I have another T. Lynn basketball related, of course, Double or Nothing. So I'm excited about that if and when the time comes. And of course, Kimberly Brown again. Look at this beautiful cover. Don't look at this and say it's not beautiful. This is a beautiful cover. So these are some other books that are really on my want to read if I get through my list in time, you know. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I didn't want to make it too long, but I know that maybe I did anyway. But I'll see you in the next one. Bye. All right, let me get ready for work.